So last year, we did a quick tutorial on how to make cascaron eggs so that you could celebrate a socially distant Easter in the best way possible. That is to say, throwing confetti-filled eggs at your friends and family. This year, I thought I might go a little more in-depth than showing you how to make them yourself. So to get started, you're going to need eggs, obviously. Chicken, preferably, ostrich if you can find them. And I hope you like scrambled eggs, because we will probably be eating a lot of them. Rather than crack them in half like normal, you really need to be careful how you crack them. Hit them with a fork on the top, and then just kind of pull off the top. Just keep doing this for a while, and eventually you'll collect enough eggs to make this worthwhile. Rinse the eggs out after you empty them and set them aside to dry. Then use some chopsticks or something to poke around and twirl around inside the egg after they've dried. They've often got like a little membrane inside there. And this creates an air pocket, so you'll need to break this, otherwise they'll kind of float funny when you try to dye them. Speaking of dyeing the eggs, now it's time to dye them. Now the basic formula that I worked with is 20 to 30 drops of dye per half a cup of hot boiling water, and 10 milliliters or 2 teaspoons of vinegar. And you'll leave the eggs in this bath for about 5 minutes, or maybe longer if you get distracted and forget about them. You can dye both brown eggs and white eggs. They look a little different at the end, but overall, I think they look pretty good. You can see the differences here between the different colors, white eggs on the bottom, brown eggs on top. And as you can see, the brown eggs, when they dye, they look orange, and the blue come out kind of indigo. With the red, it's a much more deep red. Some people don't like dyeing brown eggs, but I think they add to kind of more full color palette. So let these guys dry for 24 hours after you've finished dyeing them. Then we're gonna fill them with confetti. Ta-da, movie magic. It actually takes quite a bit longer. You can roll up a piece of paper to create a funnel and dump some confetti in there. They will get stuck. Just know it's just gonna get messy, so maybe do it outdoors. Finally, now that we've got all this done, let's go ahead and seal these guys up. Grab a big sheet of wrapping tissue paper. The kind that you use when you actually don't want to wrap something, so you throw it in a gift bag. Grab that and a bottle of glue. Trace the edge of your egg with the glue, put a piece of tissue paper on, and let it sit for a few minutes. Once the tissue paper has absorbed enough glue, but before it dries, the tissue paper gets really weak around the edges, and it actually just pulls right off, as you can see here. Once that's done, let the glue dry overnight, and you're ready to crack some eggs. Now, if you're like me, you might be asking yourself, what do Easter eggs have to do with Christianity? Well, not a whole lot. The eggs are a leftover from a pagan holiday. But it is no coincidence that at this time of year, after Passover, as we see life returning to a cold world, that we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus, a celebration of his work on the cross, and the miracle of him overcoming death. As children around the country search for hidden treasures in eggs, littered around the house, we too are called to look for the good works that God has prepared for us to do in the world that he has placed us in. If you aren't currently doing anything to seek and save the lost, join us here at Coffee with a Christian. Download our app, connect with one of our mentors, and start getting involved in the work of sharing the good news of Christ with others. You'll get matched with people in your neighborhood who want to know more about God. All you have to do is get out there and make time for your neighbors. And the best part of all is that it works with your schedule. So if you have time to waste on this video, you've got time to sign up as a volunteer in the app and buy someone a cup of coffee. Check it out at coffeewithachristian.org.